It wasn't until after that crash, a car crash, I had a late night shift, graveyard, Modine, Moshe, famous. He seen me and I hopped in the car. Police ended up getting up on us. It was a high speed chase. I lost my nigga and I almost lost my motherfucking self. Yo, man, Kilo.
What release was this? Where was Pharrell at in his career?
Rompilation 2, because I was on that. And that's when I first met him. And he was telling me then, if y'all at home, y'all can go on the Rompilation, look at the year. You can Google that shit, see what year that was. But back then, that's when he started telling me about his plans for his own label. He wanted me to come fuck with this shit, you feel me? And you know, I was still kind of doing my thing with shit. Again, I'm a motherfucker. You doing shows, I'm doing verses. Cause that was one thing Bo told us, like, nigga, this where you get your money at, these shows and these verses. You know what I'm saying? So I would be doing that. It wasn't until after that crash, a car crash I got into and I lost my nigga. And I almost lost my motherfucking self. To where after that.
What year was this?
I don't know, bro. 2005, 6. Something like that. 2005 or 2006, I think. Because when I actually, I was in a wheelchair when I went. Kilo in Miami came and got me and brought me to SAC. I was in a wheelchair because everywhere we used to go, niggas had to help me get out the shit. And you feel me? All the shit. And that was probably like 2006. And I left, was going through shit. Went to Sacramento really just to go record music and fuck with Drake. I'm gonna have to start Googling
I know
this shit.
It was 2002-ish, because your Fly Gangsta.
Because Fly Gangsta came out in 2003. You're right. Hey, bro, that shit went so, it seemed like it's so spread apart, because we think, Mafia came out in 99. 2003, the shit was my first shit come out with Drake. So yeah, you
So you had to link up about 2002, maybe late 2002.
2002 linked up with Drake. Cause again, like I said, when I first came in contact with him, it was a Motherfucker show. So that had to have been like 2000. You know what I'm saying? Then 3 years later, I don't remember what year it was, Rompilation 2 came out, but we bonded there. I was on a couple of songs on there, probably a year later. We was always in contact. If I wasn't talking to him, it was Kilo. Me and Kilo, we was like, we was fucking with a tub. He'd come pick me up and shit. Cause I know when that crash happened, I think they was somewhere in the vicinity. They seen it on the news and heard it on the shit.
Wind it back a little bit. How did that go down when you got into that crash? Was you driving or?
No, I was a passenger. And my homeboy, who I was speaking on earlier, who I used to pull my raps out of my back pocket and rap to him, Modine, Moshe, famous. It was me and him. We was in the car. I used to always come out. I had a late night shift, graveyard. You feel me? I would always be out in 3. I had a schedule, probably 3 in the morning till before the sun come up. So in the daytime, at that time, niggas wouldn't even see me. So he seen me in the daytime, and he pulled up on me like, "Boy, what you doing out?" We just ended up talking the shit, kicking the shit. It was funny because I had some new music I was working on at that time. And I had the tape. I'm trying to remember the name of that song, but I was trying to, I was working on my solo shit because I done already did the compilation. I'm starting to work on a solo album. And I hopped in the car. Like I said, this is one of the only niggas I would play music or say a rap for. Because we go back that far, some flag football shit. This was my nigga from then. Playing him the music, we finna go get into some other shit too out of town. But to make a long story short, police ended up getting up on us. It was a high speed chase and ride through a residential, and it ended up fatal. And I got, rod placed in my hip and this leg and my ankles and shit. slowed the nigga down, made me focus even more on the music.
So this was before your first release?
Yep, before my first release. About 2 years. 2 years before my first release. That was 2001. The car crash. My first solo album, Fly Gangsta, came out in 2003.
So was you already recording that before you linked up with Dre, or?
All them songs got lost in that crash. Had to start fresh. I had to start everything fresh.